in profile. It's your boy Carcino here. Let's get into this because you're gonna want to hear it clear, and directly from me. This is what's cracking, Captain. There's a 76-page lawsuit that was filed here in Illinois on behalf of Ric Flair's lawyers and Mike Tyson's lawyer. This is a massive lawsuit. I'm going to have the full lawsuit probably available to all of you via thank you, appreciate you. Have it via my Patreon. So you guys who want to, go through it, look at all like 76 pages of it. It's like, is that what you want to do? We got it for you. Some things that are interchangeable. You would think Big Pharma would know their place and stay in their lane. Other people won't take it that way. But the cycle remains. When you start talking about when you start talking in that frame, you're gonna think about it differently. Mike Tyson and Ric Flair. Woo! Hey, how you doing? Yeah. When you're the world champion, the very best there is. You team up with another world champion. That's right. Me and Rick, we both finna get high. Yeah, that's right. So Ric Flair and Mike Tyson teamed up to make a cannabis connection. Legends teamed up with Karma, and they were putting out the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's edibles and Ric Flair's drip. And this lawsuit is about $50 million. So when you look at all this stuff that was going on, these business deals, you had other people who was getting involved too. I'm the biggest ball that you see the ball. Just another day in the life of the whack ass ball. So Rick Ross, sorry ass, got up there. Both. Now, this other contract that they had, as far as the partners that they had, these other people that came along, and this said deal came through and partnered with Mike Tyson's company, with Karma, and they basically took advantage of Karma and said, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to partner with you but here's the collectives. Here's the narratives. Here's the angles we're going to take. We're going to use the money, and they signed on a silent partner who they allowed to do whatever he wanted with their funds, which was not what Tyson and Karma agreed on, or Legends. So now Ric Flair and Mike Tyson are suing for $50 million. And the rest of the world is like, well, damn, how did they get access? How did they get to this point? And they said, well, All I could tell you is Ric Flair came along, said woo a couple of times, and he was pretty pissed off. They took private jets. They went on trips that wasn't business related. And the guy who has the vape pen, he's in the vaping business, called Dom Pen. He was allowed to come in and do whatever he wanted. So Mike Tyson and Ric Flair, they were accused of trying to run an extortion plot. And in this extortion plot, they were going to bully said individuals. That was the key. We're going to bully them. And once we bully them, that's that. They just going to fold. Right? So they said they tried to get them to sell all of their stock back to Karma or else. I was like, I wonder who came up with this idea. Was this Ric Flair? Was this Flair? Or was this Mike Tyson? One or the other happened. You can imagine Mike Tyson going up there trying to fight. Yo, who took my money? You want to take some money from Mike Tyson and think that's the way to go? Good luck. He gonna be, come over here, you little punk white boy. You took me and Rick's money. Now you gonna, what do you gotta do? You're gonna give it back. Woo! Every night. Everything you stole. Me and Mike supposed to be limo riding, jet flying, son of a guns. But we can't, because you stole all the money. And the jet. Woo! So, all right, now Rick's pissed. He can't get to Space Mountain. Mike Tyson, you got 72 hours to get back all the stock, or I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to bite your ear. That's right. Me and Mike, we're both coming back. Woo! Rick, put your clothes back on. We're leaving. Woo! Rick been there, took everything, y'all. So, this is the wildest lawsuit, and it was filed here, so everybody talking about it. They filed it like up the street. So it's crazy. Yeah, I know. Everything's by me. So this morning, people were talking about, did you see Mike Tyson? Them, they filed a lawsuit, him and Ric Flair. What's up? No, there's many different people saying different things. It's all about what you're going to answer to. Now, in defense, their lawyer said this is frivolous. This thing will be thrown out of court. That was their whole, pretty much their whole time. Yes, their whole time being privy to a situation that didn't need to be. You understand? So when you privy to something that didn't need to be, this is the exact situation you wanted to avoid. You didn't want to be one of the statistics. Mike Tyson's product has made hundreds of millions of dollars. People buying Mike Tyson strand, they have bought knockout versions of the Mike Tyson strands. You know, I'm not an edible cannabis eater and none of that stuff, but I know numbers and I know what they do business-wise. They made a lot of money. Even the Ric Flair drip was making money. So that's where a lot of his revenue was coming from. So with these sponsorship deals that they were getting for just being a legend, I had an opportunity to get involved in these strands with my cousin about 4 to 5 years ago. And what ended up happening was something entirely different. Salute, Alex. No, what they decided to do was take a road less traveled. And when you start taking a road less traveled, you start running into obstacles you didn't think that was there. So when you start running into a unnecessary obstacle, you're once again back in the fold. Because there's several people that are in spaces that you didn't approve, you didn't want there, you didn't have to have there. But when you look at things of like Ric Flair and Mike Tyson, you're not in control of the business side. And what they had was an undisclosed contract which gave one person rights to just violate and do whatever it is that they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Nature Boy want to take the girl in the back room and close the deal. No. No, it's literally by my house. Where they filed the paperwork and the filings that took place here, it's literally right by our house. So believe me, this is what the neighbors and everybody are talking about while they do their last minute Christmas shopping. Crystal Divine, you have, it was this girl called Winter Frost. Winter Frost. Yeah, they had a bunch of weird strands that they come out with. A strand could be like one little thing different, and the next thing you know, it's a whole new strand. It's just another name they could create. I'll show it to you right now. That's the place. That's the county. That little bitty place. Right there. That's the courthouse. That's where the biggest lawsuits are filed. That little bitty place. And you're like, I'm thinking it's gonna be a gigantic building. Nope. That little bitty place. So Mike Tyson, at the time when he signed on to do these edibles, they were looking at it like Mike Tyson's gonna get tens and millions of dollars from this. He's gonna be so rich. Like, everybody was getting into this space. So when they made the Mike Tyson edibles, and they were doing tours and promotional shows being flown out, and it looked very profitable. And they were looking for investors to get into Karma with my cousin being, he was looking to jump right in. And I'm like, let's hold off. Then, he wanted to jump into the tequila racket. Like, let's get a tequila. I'm like, I got a guy in Mexico who could get us our own tequila. I'm like, you can get anybody in Mexico to get you a tequila. It's the business part of it that needs to be reworked, where people need to understand what the tequila business isn't the way to go. Yeah, they were just trying to cash in on those ear-designed Mike Tyson edibles. And Mike is like, as long as they got the money, he got the time. But then it started going into a different realm, because they were allowed to use Mike Tyson's name and Ric Flair's name. And it was a total violation of their intellectual property. And they signed a blind agreement to where they didn't even have to tell anybody about the partner with Dom Penn and the vape company, and allowed him to use the company like a piggy bank and start doing whatever the hell he wanted to do with their money. Nobody's gonna like anybody doing whatever the hell they like to do with their money. Nobody. So that became the narrative, and they kept running with it. Like, let's just do what we want with the money. Yeah, they were basically ear edibles. They were designed to look like Evander Holyfield's ear. Well, their partners were allegedly taking flights, taking trips, spending millions of dollars, going around the world for their own personal benefits that had nothing to do with the company. Basically stealing revenue from the company, then licensing somebody else to use Karma's licensing on stuff without their permission, and just take their intellectual property and start doing whatever the hell it is they want. Now, this is a 76-page lawsuit. I'm going to put the whole lawsuit on the Patreon so you guys can read through every word if you want to read through every word of this lawsuit. So, and believe me, there is a lot that's going on here. But the lawyers think that they're going to get this stuff knocked out. He said, I have to see these. I was just playing. They weren't playing. This is exactly what they wanted. Because they don't have any what we call moxie. What they're doing is continuing a pattern of losing behavior. When your behavior patterns are off and you're just spinning in the wind, this is the narratives. This is the indecisiveness. People crash out all the time. What does that matter? Tyson better quit while he's ahead. Well, they're saying they're going to get the lawsuit knocked out, but it's affecting their revenue. So Tyson and Ric Flair are suing. So they're like, look, we're suing. These guys are crooks, and the books are cooked. But I don't know why these people would deal with Mike Tyson like that. If Mike Tyson was someone, and Mike Tyson don't know these people. It could be man, woman, dog, child. It don't even matter. Somebody gonna be like, Mike gonna be, I'm so mad right now. They stole from me. Man, they've been playing me all my life. They're gonna be like, Mike, that's them right there. Where? Right there? Huh, in that dress? That stupid bitch in the dress? Yeah, Mike. And him in that stupid bow tie? I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, stay right there, bow tie. They're gonna be, oh my God, he's coming over. So you think you can rob me? Huh? If you was on the street, you know what I would do? I would bend you over and fuck you in the ass. And make your girl watch. Yeah. They're gonna be like, oh my God, it sounds brutal. Yes, it is. They're gonna be, oh God. It'd be like, you want to rob me too, like Robin? And that chick that said she lied on me. I never touched her. She wanted it. So now, their company is suing Mike Tyson back and saying, hey, well, they're basically trying to get this thrown out. They're like, this is comedy. He's like, this is an extortionary tactic that was turned into a lawsuit, claiming that Mike Tyson and Flair's company, Karma, tried to get the clients to sell the stock back to Karma, the shares. And when they didn't agree to do it, oh, we got a slow-moving vehicle. That's what's holding everybody up. Because I'm like, what is going on here? Somebody need to dip around this car and go. But I'm dealing with some Nancys out here. But I know how to handle this. Now everybody want to follow me. Y'all some Nancy boys. Zeno from the city, baby. You think I'm finna sit behind some slow-moving ass truck? You out your rabbit ass mind. Then everybody decided, oh, we can learn how to drive. Oh, did you see what Dennis Schroeder did? Remember you was asking about Dennis Schroeder, Outlaw? Did you see what he did to the Rockets? You see what he did to the Rockets, right? Okay. I just wanted to let you know. Saw what Dennis Schroeder did, right? So that's what Dennis the Menace do. He runs the point. It's unfortunate that him and Russ can't run the damn team. Them two on the floor together is way better than DeRozan and Zach LaVine, who should be out the NBA. Yeah, because they got 55 guards on the team. When you got a team of guards, then yeah, it's going to look real crazy over there. They robbed the game from Sacramento, so I knew Sacramento was going to get the win over the Rockets in the next game. Calling foul on Russell Westbrook with no time on the clock, when he clearly didn't foul anybody. Then Russ hits the game-winning shot, or the game-tying shot, then Dennis the Menace put the game away. Swish. No magnet ball required. You see, that's real basketball. No, it's there's a massive problem going on as far as direction. So when you look at the mass direction of the problem, then naturally that's what it is. So we've come a long way from trying to say, all right, well, this is how we're going to do this, and we want to execute it like that. We've come a long way to allow that to happen, or to even say it's going to happen. We've come a long way. No, that's not the case. You mean they magnet balled him back against the Miami Heat, a game in which they cheated the Miami Heat because they were up in the game, and that couldn't happen, so they had to revert back to like letting the people know the Knicks are back. All I care about is January the 5th. Where will you be on January the 5th? That's all I know. I'm not concerned about the Mike Tyson situation. Mike Tyson and them are concerned about it. That's why they filed the lawsuit. They filed it here in Illinois. So it's all everybody was talking about today at the store and everything. So I said, well, let me go to the crib. Let me check it out. No, that was an entirely different person altogether. I know what you're talking about, but that's an entirely different thing. If they proceed to go down that lane, that's going to be a whole different environment. No, Mike Tyson snapped. Do you know he whooped up an entire hotel? 3 individuals tried to harass Mike Tyson and get engaged in a fight so that they could sue Mike Tyson. 2 drunk individuals and the drunk individual's girlfriend. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. No, I had a call that came in. So the call that came in ended up messing everything up. Sorry about that. Jake Paul in that situation. Ooh. Matter of fact, what the heck am I doing? Let me just go this way. Jake Paul is somebody that, if we're looking at it and we're being realistic about it, what we're saying is this is the narratives, right? And if we go down the narrative road, this is where everything is going to line up when it's all said and done. Oh, that's where I would go get my massages. I do need one. Volume off, volume on. Yes, Jake Paul got messed up. So could y'all hear the other call that was on the line? I had a chiropractor, and he got me back in semi-shape. No. Yeah, ho, ho, ho. I'm now entering Trump country. That place never could finish a car. You don't think I'm entering Trump country? It's the police department, and they got Trump. Trump keep America great. What about Charleston? What the food do now? Yeah, I'm in Trump country. No, I can care less. You see, I rarely mention that individual unless it becomes or it grows to a certain point. That girl was kind of cute. I should double back and pick her up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. That seemed to be the case every time. He said exactly, outlaw. I never looked at it that way. I looked at it from a soul perspective. A perspective that if you didn't do things the right way, they were going to find a way to get rid of you. That's just how it was when we were coming up in the game. They would just get rid of you. A total breakdown, rebuild, structure of Golden State. The Warriors, maybe. You know, we'll have to see what's happening, but from a standpoint of where we understand it, no, I don't see it that way. So, I see it quite differently, to be honest. Sophia. No, if Mike Tyson win the lawsuit, they would win $50 million plus. It doesn't mean that the company got $50 million to give them. They're gonna appeal, they'll fight it. This thing would go on for a long period of time before anybody says anything indifferent. Feel me? That's exactly how it would go. So there'll be basically no winner in the scenario whatsoever. there's a certain pattern of release, then by far there need to be. I'm like Santa Claus, buddy. I got packages upon packages upon packages. So let me make my deliveries. I'll let y'all later.